big advantage to having a story on the iPad is that it's fun. It's nice to have the kids be able to interact even though they're getting a really specific message, especially in a book like this.
Chimpanzees have been used in entertainment for so many years that I think often people just take it for granted that that's part of our culture. They don't really understand the backstory to many of these chimpanzees and about how the industry works. Chimpanzees that are used as actors in movies and advertisements unfortunately live a very atypical life. It's not a very happy life at all. In fact, they're often taken from their mom at a very early age so that they'll be used to working around humans. And unfortunately, they are dressed in clothes and trained in ways that's probably not appropriate for them. It's actually a very lonely life for these chimpanzees.
We work very hard to tread a delicate line to address a very sensitive issue about chimps being mistreated and deliver it to kids in a way that they can find happiness and hope. Anytime we go into a flashback that's darker or sadder, we instantly pull back up and have Lulu say something really optimistic and really hopeful. And on those pages as well, we have some sort of interactivity and fun, and we have Chimp Facts, and we come back to the point that things are going to be okay.
I definitely want them to see chimps in them in terms of realizing that these are animals that are being treated as humans and that it's definitely not okay. So I want them to recognize that these are not just, Curious George and little cartoons that could be anybody. So I want them to see, I guess, the animal in them in some way.
When we first see Poe and Lulu together, you press a tree and Lulu appears from behind that tree. In the next scene when they're talking, you see the mist coming up the waterfall. You don't need to have just that one image. You can take the viewer through the image in the way that you want.
When a family sits down and reads through this book, I hope that it sort of develops into a conversation. They can read about how these chimpanzees experience some poor times and then hopefully have gotten to a place where they feel free to exist as a real chimpanzee. But what I hope that turns into is parents and their kids questioning really what they see when they see a chimpanzee on TV, maybe dressed up and acting foolishly. So what we hope from this book is that we can continue this process of providing facts, providing information to allow people to make their own judgments about how chimpanzees should be housed, how they should be treated and cared for, and ultimately hoping that they'll come to the same realization that we have, that simply chimps should be chimps.